How exactly does a Kiwi from the other side of the world end up in the middle of a war zone? Well, it's quite simple, really. I work with Christians for Israel, New Zealand. Part of my role, how awesome is that, is to bring people on a study tour of Israel. This means that rather than just shopping for souvenirs and looking at old churches, we go around Israel, studying the historical, the archaeological, the biblical, and the modern, including geopolitical. We try and show as much as possible, as accurately as possible. We meet with Israelis, Arab, Jewish, Bedouin, Druze, Christian, and learn about life here in the Holy Land. We were all set to depart from Auckland on November the 5th for our next study tour when our plans were destroyed by the Hamas terror attack. I've been to Israel many times, and whilst I am neither Jewish nor Israeli, I have friends here. Good people, people I respect and love, people who didn't deserve to suffer through the depravity Gazans wreaked on Israeli citizens, men, women, elderly, babies, on October the 7th. After the attack of October 7, it quickly became obvious that it was not safe to proceed with our tour, and this has had to be rescheduled. But it also became obvious that my friends in Israel were suffering. So no matter how much I tried to push down the frightening idea, the thought wouldn't go away. Following much prayer and consultation with my wife, I decided to come over here and help. I was promptly joined by my eldest son and by a close friend. And not long after making the decision to come, the three of us zigzagged across the world to Israel. I had four main objectives for this journey. Firstly, to be a help. We didn't want to take up space or inconvenience anybody during this incredibly difficult time. Starting with the projects that Christians for Israel supports, we soon realized there was a great need. Secondly, I wanted to hear from Israelis, from my friends here, and from the people I meet. Everybody in Israel is affected by this brutal attack. And I've been amazed, no, angered, by the speed at which the cerebrally challenged of the world have so quickly forgotten about Israel and instead jumped on the anti-Israel bandwagon. Again, I wanted to be able to bring some of the stories of personal struggle, of personal pain, of the way in which the animals of Hamas have hurt, damaged, and destroyed. Everyone here has been affected. Thirdly, I wanted to be able to encourage and bless my friends over here, some of those working in projects we support, and even just people really struggling to stay alive right now. As we shared this plan with our friends in New Zealand, many people gave messages of support and contributions towards our trip and the blessings that we could bring with us. And finally, I wanted to make sure that the Jewish and Israeli community in my home country understood that they are not alone. We work hard to show our support anyway, but there is nothing like actually traveling to Israel in the midst of this crisis to really show our love and commitment. So many Jewish and Israeli friends in New Zealand would love to come, but are not able. Similarly, my colleagues in the various pro-Israel groups around New Zealand would love to have joined us, but it wasn't possible. For us, however, there was really no reason why we couldn't come. So we did. And here we are in beautiful Jerusalem, the capital of Israel, in the middle of a war. We've been able to encourage Israelis of all shapes, sizes, colours and cultures. We've been able to bring gifts from New Zealand. Thank you to all those who were able to gift in such a very short time before we left. These gifts have been greatly appreciated, not only for the practical support they offer, but for the comfort of knowing that there are people in New Zealand on the other side of the world who care. We've been able to meet with Israelis and hear their stories, feel their hearts, and record some of this to share with others. Oh, and we've worked. We've repaired, fixed, sorted, all sorts of things, because that's what was needed. And we've cooked. Well, actually, we've peeled and chopped a massive amount of vegetables, prepared various meats for cooking. At Hineni, where we have been based, they are cooking and distributing some 450 meals each day. Needy people from Jerusalem can come to the restaurant for a hot lunch, take home some extra meals, and many hundreds of meals are delivered each day to those unable to come out. And until this pause in hostilities, rockets were still being fired daily from Gaza. And still people are protesting against Israel in countries all around the world. And still there are mothers here crying for their lost children. It is a great privilege to be here in Israel. These are amazing people. They will survive this. They will win. Of that I have no doubt. This is not a war over land. It's not even a religious war. It's a war of humanity to protect a sovereign nation from being attacked and butchered by a terrorist group that has plans to destroy, not just to destroy Israel, but all the Jews in the world. And then they'll come after us. Israel is fighting not just for its own security, not just for the protection of its own citizens, but for all of humanity. No matter how much the people here have to go through along the way, there is nowhere else in the world for them to go. This is the only Jewish state. So thank you. Thank you so much for your prayers and your support. Love from Jerusalem.